なんと不思議な豊かな力を持っているのか。もしもこの世にあなたがいなければ。
We cannot retrace our steps. Going forward may be the same as going backwards. We cannot retrace our steps. All my life, all my long life, we do not retrace our steps. All my long life. Poetry is itself a journey. The poem should send you off into a universe of thought and speculation. We try to capture the present moment, even as it disappears.
For Arab seers in the desert night, watching the arc of the heavens wheel around that northern star. Night after night, they layered patterns on the sky, called them Altair and Vega, Aldebaran. Antares burning above the sand in the south.
Train out of Capriol. Rain slashes windows. Gray light on small lakes. Rural Ontario. Train shaking, pushing faster past yellow reeds. Telephone poles submerged in mud. Arrowhead pines pointing to a neutral sky. Telephone wires, thin streaks of blue. Dip and rise, dip and rise. Tall birches wave leafless branches. A dirt road curves, stopping at the tracks. Inspiration, to me, is simply being open to something that's never been said before. It just suddenly takes over, and I surrender to it. And when it comes to you, for me, it's almost always been this way. It's something I didn't plan on having happening 5 minutes before, or even 1 minute before.
This moment, the grace of this one rapturous moment, is the place of pilgrimage to which I am a pilgrim.
Poetry is a kind of salvation, I think. Poetry is being able to proffer something very inner, something very private, very intimate, very vulnerable.
It dreams in image and finds its expression through words. It's the process of art that is more important almost than the finished work. Of the word journey, it has its roots in the French word for day, and it's a moment-to-moment alertness, the more we notice, the more enriched our experience is.
To me, it's a journey is a desire for inner fulfillment of any sort.
It certainly is a form of dreaming, but it's a dream that you're willing to share with others.
Exploration more. There's lots of things that I think I'm trying to understand but don't quite understand. If I went to pursue them using rational thought, it wouldn't work. So, but pursuing an image in them and trying to see where that image takes you allows a different kind of discovery, sort of a discovery closer to intuition, I guess. Like, if you're walking down the street in a city and you see something and it really moves you, whatever it is, you know, an expression on a kid's face or some way that somebody's walking, and it's sort of, why is it that thing struck you? And usually the reason is buried in you, and that's the kind of exploration I'm interested in. I'm using music as a soundtrack for throwing pictures on your imagination.
Still hear the sounds of Chinese and other railway workers building tracks? Listen, the languages live in the wood, the steam, diesel, iron, steel, the precision, the noise. They worked in sweat, blood, hope, and disappointment. They worked so that a land unexplored, unconquered, could become a promised land, while the steamed power of an iron horse innocently, incongruously provided a no-cost entertainment of train watching in the 1950s.
There is a train taking me to the unknown. There are no stops. My destination is my journey. All directions end where the center is, and the center ends where directions meet. We speak the same tongue, addressing our togetherness in intimate acts of separation. I look out the window, glimpsing at the world that claims to be the train. And I look away from the window, eyeing the journey that claims to be nothing else.
You have to know what to listen for. A sigh that catches wetly in the throat. A howl. The sound of someone unraveling is a low hum, like restless bees at the summer's end, just as the cold closes in.
And now I'm 33 and I've sailed with Darwin and with Hale on a blue-white planet spun from the lips of a well in space. Note on the bellowed trumpet, Miles Davis blew. The sound is soft as a whisper from the other side. And I have heard those radio fires wail as the cage on Palomar Mountain turned, a mirror to the edge of time. Arecibo, Arecibo. The is not one of us knows where it all begins or ends or why we're here. But God, this wild shield land, lakes never ending.
We kissed at the barrier, and passing through she left me, and moment by moment got smaller and smaller, until to my view she was but a spot, a wee white spot of muslin fluff that down the diminishing platform bore through hustling crowds of gentle and rough to the carriage door. Under the lamplights' fitful glowers, behind dark groups from far and near, whose interests were apart from ours, she would disappear, then show again, till I ceased to see that flexible form, that nebulous white, and she, who was more than my life to me, had vanished quite.
Everybody's on a journey because we know where we got on, but we never know where we're going to get off. Our end is our beginning in a way because it's sort of seamless. Because one is always beginning, no matter how old you get, you're always beginning. Because we have this innate capacity to begin. That's the most important capacity of a human being.
Oh, Cobalt, gracious mother of the north, where the spirit of silver shadow appears whenever called forth. Land of the silver mines, home of 3 nations, 2 provinces, 1 lake, home of the blue herons, fleur de lis and pine. Bonjour, Tennessee, bonjour, hello, this spirit we take wherever we go. Oh, Cobalt, once mined for your ore, educated by your lore, you've enriched this soul and given more than you'll ever know. Oh, Cobalt, gracious mother of the north, where the spirit of silver shadow appears whenever called forth. Come forth.